Hello, hello, change makers, and welcome back to another edition of Celebrating Change Makers. I am just feeling so blessed with all the people who are showing up to be interviewed in this group. We have an amazing group coming together, and I can't encourage you enough to listen to some of these interviews and reach out to people, because my vision is that there will be lots of people finding ways to collaborate together in this group. But if you don't know who's here and you don't know who you resonate with, how do you ever figure out who that is? So today we are very fortunate. Today we actually have come back into the US. I have been interviewing people all over the country. Earlier we had New Hampshire and we had Georgia, and today we have our good friend Rick Mabe in Virginia. So please, Rick, say hello and tell people why you are so amazing.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. And I don't know how amazing I am, but I do feel pretty amazing, actually. So yeah, I'm Rick. I live in Reedville, Virginia. I'm the proud father of 6 children and 11 grandkids. I'm a project manager. I'm a certified life coach and author, and I'm enjoying myself working with people to build communities of self-sufficiency and helping people to find their essence. That's it. That's what I'm here to do.
And we know that's right. Well, give us a little more detail. What are these communities that you're working on building? What do they look like? What is their purpose?
Well, the mission of the Hope Institute communities is to bring people together, like-minded people together, in a community of honesty, openness, pure love, and essence, where people who are seeking guidance on how to find hope and how to find jobs, how to find careers, how to forgive for suicide, all those things, can come to this institute and be able to learn from masters about healing, about building, about business, and these things. Right now, I'm focused on a possible project here in Callio, Virginia, to give you an idea of what the model might look like. So this is a 79-acre property. It has a recreation center. It's got a celebration chapel. It has 2 ponds. It's an old golf course, so it has all the trails going through the woods because it's very wooded and things now. So imagine this, if you will. You have that, and then you have tiny homes. You've got an entire tiny home neighborhood of maybe 30 or so tiny homes within this particular area. Each one has about a half acre to an acre. We are targeting a niche of people. And this is something new I'm going to share with everybody today in this interview, because it's been, as Shay will tell you, Rick is always evolving. And so this one is going to have something called rent to own. And one of the key things I think that we all know now is that affordable housing in this country is at epidemic level of not being available. People are not able. So my goal, and I want everybody to hear me because I need your help with this if you're ready. My goal is to get enough funding together to purchase the property, do the necessary infrastructure development, put up several tiny homes as a package, and sell those as a rent to own to people that want to come in and do that, and teach them how to own a home, because a lot of people don't know how to own a home. So that's a summary of it. So, and additionally, this site would have around 50 RV sites. Again, the infrastructure has to be put in place with the water and the waste backup. But one of the unusual things about this property is that it already has public water and sewage that you just need to go and connect into the mains. Anyway, I'm going too far deep, but just to that'll give you an idea of the kind of thing that I'm envisioning being able to happen for people out here who want to own real estate and are having a little bit of difficulty getting into it.
Absolutely. And providing that place for people to heal.
Hmm.
And we know there's a lot of people losing jobs right now, and we need more people to be able to learn about how to be self-sustaining, how to do entrepreneurial stuff, how to grow gardens again. Oh my goodness, all those things. But
Yeah, this place
but
has
Rick,
a public garden on it. Yep, it'll have a
ooh,
community
nice.
garden. Yeah,
Nice. Absolutely.
yeah,
Sounds like a good thing to hold the vision for sure.
yeah.
But there's I know you've got a heck of a story in the background too. So what's gone on in your life that has caused you to be so passionate about building these kind of communities?
So I'm 67, so I've got a long life so far, and so I'm just going to try to do some quick bullets, so I don't take up too much time here. I have a sister, mom, and dad. At the age of 5, dad left us. At the age of 14, dad committed suicide. Or, excuse me, that's not politically correct anymore. Ended his life through suicide. Downhill life. Only if you know me, it's a lesson. These are lessons. Downhill life by society standards, drugs, alcohol, crime. I had a gamut of experiences that taught me lessons about what it means to be a human being. Next bullet point, mom, child within teaching me, learning how to eliminate the negative energy inside me. I got so good at it I could feel it oozing out of my temples. Next bullet point, mom has heart surgery and nearly dies on the operating table. I told doctor, go back to her, tell her that if she survives this operation, I will take her to the mountains. Now keep in mind that she's unconscious, supposedly. She's
Right.
got her chest open, her heart's there, they're trying to keep it going or whatever they do on all the ventilators. She comes through it. We go to the ICU. She starts coming out, and the first thing she does is ask for a pen and paper. Like she went like this. So I handed a piece of paper and a pen, and she wrote in semi-conscious way mountain, and it wasn't the spelling that you would expect mountain to be, but you could tell that she was trying to write mountain. So the mountain. She survives. Bullet. Next bullet. We go to the mountain. We go into meditation. We go into a deep state of meditation where I'm seeing a connection between my third eye out into that light that everybody sees when they have a near death experience, kind of thing. I go hiking. Next bullet. I go around a switchback. I hit a stone wall, energy wall, and I feel heat starting to come to me. I look up, and God's coming. God's love is coming into me. From that point, I levitated in my mind. Okay. I don't recall if that was really happening, although I think it had to be happening in order for me to be able to see above the trees and look down on the land around me as I was walking. So I come back down, go in there, talk to mom. She just says, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm your son." She says, "Oh, you're my son's son." Yeah. Next bullet. I was having this energy influx, this love and energy influx so heavily, working a 9 to 5, raising 3 kids, all the things that you do as you're working for corporate and that kind of thing. And so I shut it down. And over the years, it cost me a lot to keep putting it down. Next bullet, meet Shay, meet Mark Hamilton, meet other people, start looking at this new thinking, neo-think, which caused me to evolve my thinking in a whole new way. And next bullet, write a book. No, right, next bullet, God comes to me and says, hope, honesty, omnipotence, pure love and essence, teach it. So I wrote a book. Next bullet, coaching, trying to get the Hope Institute going, which is struggling, I might add, in order to be able to give people the necessary resources they need to be able to do the things that we know we need to do to help people. And that pretty much brings us to today.
Mm, mm. Lots of bullet points there, but I mean, from because there was periods I know that after your dad left and there was the suicide and you guys kind of were homeless for a while too, right? Bouncing
Yeah.
around different places.
Yeah.
And so all of the things that I am aware of that you are creating and putting together and envisioning in these, I call them micro communities, are all things that you have some real serious personal experience with.
Mhm.
And a desire to create a solution for it. That's what I hear. Is that the right idea?
Bingo. You win the prize.
Okay.
I really
Okay.
do. I feel like that, and just to give you some context here, a little bit more context on this, and something that someone reminded me of a book the other day called The Celestine Privacy Prophecy.
Mhm.
If any of you have not read it, you should read it. It's by a guy named Fix. I think his last name is Fix. Read that book because it will teach you, even though it's a fiction book, it will teach you about when to look for coincidences and to look over the fact that they might be coincidences and ride that coincidence to the next level. So, if you think about this for a minute, I worked in several careers over time. I learned how to be a facilitator, learned how to be a team builder, learned how to be a program manager, learned how to be a project manager, learned how to be a life coach. All of these things have been culminating into the Rick that is here now, Coach Rick. And recently, it's beginning to integrate even more together. Those all those life experiences coming together to formulate my crazy mind into a vision that we can execute. And using the fact that I have project management skills, I've been able to develop some pretty amazing project plans. As Shay can tell you, we've done it together. We've got a really wide one for the Hope Institute in general and communities. And so there you go. That's how it gets there.
Wow, wow. So talk to us a little bit more about, I we know a lot, or at least I know a lot about the big vision for the communities, but tell me a little more about what you really would like to see with your Coach Rick coaching.
Okay, yeah. The fact that my dad took his life had left a very a dark blemish on my life for a very long time. And so people that are dealing with trauma and grief and those kind of things, particularly suicide. We just did an event called Spark last year. It was a success for our level. It was really a nice thing that we did. Thanks to Shay and Don who did most of the work. Um, but I am coaching people to honestly assess their current situation. And from that honest assessment, I just did one with a lady last month where she actually uncovered some very deep things in her current situation that actually stopped her coaching. Um, she came to she is facing a situation where so anyway, honestly assessing your current situation, developing an honesty statement about how you are going to approach honesty going forward in your life because you have to be honest. You have to be. I've been dishonest with myself a few times and it has cost me years of growth by not being honest with myself. And you have to be open to the fact that you were created in the image of God, creator, whatever you want, matrix, whatever you want to call it. You were created. So I want to help people to connect with their omnipotent power as God has granted them. We're not omnipresent, but we do have godlike powers that were granted to us to be able to do magical things. As you know, human beings have the ability to do magnificently wonderful things and magnificently destructive things at the same time. War is one of those things that comes to mind. Cain and Abel comes to mind. Um, Even down to eating from the fruit of the tree of knowledge, um, or of right and sin or whatever. So that's the O in the principles, is you have to start building your belief system around what it is that you think you're here to do, what you hope you're here to do in some way. Then there's pure love, which is what Jesus taught us is the healing elixir for all of our ills. No expectation of reciprocity. When Coach Rick says, I love you, it is a genuine love. And it takes people a long time to be able to master that because we have so many built in biases and prejudices and stinky stuff. And but the pure love part of it is really important in these communities. The prime law comes to mind, which we can teach you about. Shay's teaching it. I'm teaching it about 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 how to be just in what you do. And then there's your essence, which is your life purpose. What's the essence that you were put here to do? It has come to our belief system. My entire team, our entire teams have come to the conclusion that we were designed to do something in this lifetime. And it may be something like being a carpenter, as Jesus was, or it might be being the president of the United States, like Donald Trump businessman is right now. It could be anything like that. But there is a purpose for you. Do not lose hope in the fact that there is a purpose for you. That is the culmination of everything that we do. And of course, Shay and I both have developed coaching programs to get you there. Sing Your Song is hers. Hope Your Essence Navigation System is mine. So there we are. That's so these communities have that component in them to build a committee, if you will, of people who understand those principles, along with being able to help people understand what it takes to live. So many people have been stuck in this poverty mindset or this or enlightenment mindset, either one. I mean, not enlightenment, entitlement. Mm-hmm. No one is entitled to take from someone else what is theirs. You are entitled as a gift from your creator with free will. So exercising your free will in a community means that you're doing things that are going to contribute value to that community, and you are going to return, it's going to return to you, even though there's no reciprocity for pure love. But what's going to come back to you is a whole life view and live and life. You'll be living your life in that way. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. You know, you got your own power system. This one I'm looking at, we're going to look at solar. You got your own, you got your community garden, you got your chapel and your rec room, and thank you.
All of that good stuff. Well,
yeah,
it occurs to me that you might have some insight and even some advice. We know there's a lot of people. I mean, even a couple of months ago, I saw something on LinkedIn that said it was taking people 35% of people who were in job search, it was taking them more than a year to land a job. And I know now we've got a lot more people in the job search, and that kind of was part of your story not too long ago. What kind of advice do you have right now for people who have been let go from a job and maybe facing some uncertainty out there?
Number one, get with a life coach. Seriously. And the reason I say that, especially one like myself and Shay was in corporate. Shay knows what it is to be let go. I know what it is to be let go. I got let go last September. And not only that, it was a federally funded job.
I was going to say government related. And I think it's important for people to hear that too.
Yeah, it was FEMA. And although it wasn't related to what's happening now, it happened in September. But now the whole thing's coming apart at the seams. Don't lose hope. Know that you have resources out there already. You have unemployment. You can get that every week. In some cases, you might be able to get some Social Security or whatever, depending on what your situation is. But the number one thing is to not lose hope of what you are here to do, which is if blessing in disguise what you're going through right now. What do I
Oh my goodness. My goodness.
experience the same thing that you're experiencing and help, let them help you understand. I was a career transition manager as well with Job Corps for a few years. And I was helping people who graduated from Job Corps to come out and find employment once they were trained. So there's a number of things to do, right? Uh, get with a career transition coach. You could call me that if you'd like. I'll be happy to help you with it. Knowing how to put it together, it depends on what you want to do, right? So, like if you get with me or Shay, one of the first things that we're going to ask you about is what do you think you want to do? Like Shay's question is, if you had a closet full of money, what would you do with it? Um, my thing is what do you like to do for a hobby? What gives you passion? And we go through a whole process, we both do, of finding what that passion is. So that's part of it. The other part of it is don't be afraid to take a job that may be paying you a little bit less while you're doing your process of finding your true purpose, your essence in life. Shay's gone to Amazon. I'm doing what I can out here. I've done some peer work for people. Just you do anything you can to make a few bucks while you're continuing to pursue your purpose and your essence. So um, have a plan. And here's the thing that Shay, well, won't go there, but we have a process where you're going to develop a life vision. You're going to develop a vision, mission, goals, objectives, and action items to get you where you need to be to find your new career, if you will, or to And if you decide you want to stay with what you're doing, then you just got to make sure that you have a good resume, that there are tools out here for that as well, and we have some of those tools. So don't lose hope though. That's keep your chin up. There's a reason. There's even more than having keeping your hope. Understand that there is a reason you got let go, and it's not because Donald Trump decided he wanted to cut government as much as possible to help it be more efficient. It has to do with what you're here to do. It has to do with what your life is all about. So don't lose sight of that fact that that what you've been through so far is a series of lessons that are helping you to, and let me tell you, and this is a job in its own right, is finding yourself, digging into what you do. I would have never thought that I'd be doing what I'm doing 20 years ago. Wouldn't I? Well, maybe not. Maybe we're 20 years into this now, aren't we, Shay?
Yeah, pretty close.
I would have never thought I'd be doing this 40 years ago. Yeah. So that's my advice to you, is to remember that you are here for a reason, and you just need help with finding finding your path.
That's
Thank you.
it.
Yeah.
That's it in a nutshell, no doubt. Well, Rick, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, what's the best way for them to catch up with you?
You can email me, Rick Mabe at livinghopeinstitute.org. That's Rick Mabe at livinghopeinstitute.org. You can also go to the website, not the Hope Institute website, but my coaching website, which is coachrick.vision. Coachrick.vision. The Hope Institute is something that you'll learn about later. You don't need to learn about that right now. It's our nonprofit that we've been working for some time now. And the only thing you need to know about it is if you want to donate, please do, and just let us know, and we'll point you in the right direction to do that, because we're doing a lot of good work and we need to continue doing it. But yeah, Rick Mabe at livinghopeinstitute.org and coachrick.vision.
All right, good deal. Any final words of wisdom to leave people with today?
I love you.
Simple, pure, and to the point. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with me here today, Rick. And thanks all our change makers for checking in, listening, seeing who you should be working with, who should you be collaborating with. This is a powerful group of people that are coming together. And I, for one, can't wait to see the kind of impact that we all make on the world. So thanks. We'll see you in the next interview. Take care, everybody.
Bye bye.